drones. So we're gonna head up to a double-decker pavilion to shoot some footage of the town. My brother and I have this client that is painting a mural here, and we're trying to capture the town and just some footage of the area just to kind of promote this mural and to also thank the people that provided the grant for it to happen. And while we're up there, I'll talk about the pros and cons of using a drone. So let's go. So we're talking drones today, and if it should be the next tool that you buy for your camera kit. I just wanted to give some of my thoughts about using drones and the pros and cons of having a drone. First off, I'm no expert at flying a drone or getting drone footage. I've flown one drone, this drone, for less than a year. But with that year of experience, I feel like I've learned some things, and in case you're looking into buying a drone, hopefully this will help you make that decision, because it is a great tool and it can provide some amazing benefits to your film. There are so many options these days for quality gear. A high quality drone is almost the same price as a high quality gimbal, and so hopefully this video will help you decide maybe you should get a gimbal, or maybe you should get a drone, or maybe you should get another piece of equipment that will help you with your film production. So first off, we're gonna talk about the pros of having a drone. For having a drone for almost a year, I've noticed 3 pros. And the first one is that it is really good at establishing the setting. As you can tell right here, it's able to show where we're at very well. We're able to see the pavilion, the playground, the character walking in frame, and be able to see where exactly this pavilion and playground are. Compared to the shots on my camera, where you can see the pavilion and the character, but you can't really see the surrounding setting. Drone footage is just a very cinematic way to establish where you are, to set the stage of where the action's about to take place. And for that point, I think a drone can't be beat in establishing the setting. All right, so point number 2 is that the drone definitely succeeds at following objects, in the sense of following fast-moving objects like cars. As you can tell right here, the drone is able to follow the car and even have a leading shot with the car, and it's able to look smooth. You're able to keep up with the vehicle. This would also apply to athletic events like running, or anytime the objects are moving quick. Using a drone would be a lot easier and more effective than using a Steadicam or a glide cam, just because it's a lot less work. As you can tell right here, what I'm about to do is trying to follow the car with my Steadicam. Keep going, keep going. I have no idea how that looks. Check it out when I'm editing, but I can assume that the drone footage would look a lot smoother, or will look a lot smoother than that. Oh man. So as you can tell, the drone footage definitely looked better following the car than me running. With some slow-mo, it looked okay, but I hope you got the point that sometimes the drone is the only tool that can get those following or tracking shots with fast moving objects, whatever that object may be. But on to the third point, which is kind of a transition into the cons. And that point is that the drone footage just looks awesome. I've definitely been guilty of just overusing drone footage just because I think it looks so cool. Because it's able to add such a dynamic feel to your film, sometimes we might overuse it. And so that's the con. Sometimes drone footage isn't the right kind of shot to convey the message or to hook the viewers in. So the drone footage can be overused. It's not the right tool for every situation. The second con is that sometimes you can't even use the drone. If you're in tight quarters or a small space, sometimes you can't even fly the drone inside or in those tight quarters. And so, as you can tell in this example of me following the character up the stairs into the pavilion, it would take some ninja skills to be able to fly that drone comfortably in that area. But instead of worrying about those crazy skills, if you had a Steadicam or even handheld or gimbal, you're able to get that shot comfortably. And so the drone just sometimes isn't practical to use in tight quarters, small spaces, or in that situation.
Hey, did I say subscribe to this channel yet? Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video. But let's get back to it.
Alright, so the last two cons can be applied to drones, but then also any equipment, including your camera. Which the third point is that the shot needs purpose. If you're gonna use the drone footage or a gimbal shot or a handheld shot, make sure there's purpose behind the reason of why you're trying to do that shot. I've needed to focus on this point. Sometimes I'm just shooting stuff because maybe I think it looks cool, but there's also no meaning behind those shots or purpose. And so just having a meaning or a purpose behind the drone shot or another particular kind of shot will have a big impact on your film. And so if the drone style shot isn't gonna add value to the film or to what you're trying to do at this moment, then maybe the drone isn't what you need to look into. And the fourth and final point, which again goes along with the third point, meaning that it applies to any kind of equipment that you're using, which it just takes practice. So it's not really a con, but it can be a con for a little bit. And so for a drone or a gimbal, a Steadicam, a crane or jib, these things take practice. And so that's why I left this one last. It's not a forever con, it's like not gonna be a con forever, but it does, you just have to know that it just takes practice. So just to wrap up, again, just make sure the drone, and hopefully these pros and cons helped you decide if the drone is the right tool for you, because it's the right thing for you that's gonna make the biggest difference. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. So I had a unique idea to do part of my video on this thing right here, but I get motion sickness, and so I don't know how this was gonna look. And if you get motion sickness, this might not look good either. But, and it's kicking in. Gotta get off. Oh man. Whew.